Hello, beautiful beings. What a blessing it is to be with you all today. So, I have felt called today to do some energy clearing and aligning as we prepare for the 1111 portal, which, of course, is a day that's near and dear to so many of our hearts as beings on the sacred union path. I have felt a lot of intensity coming up, a lot of darkness, specifically around sexual energy and the misuse and misconduct of sexual energy. Um, I've been seeing this as how the feminine has fallen to amuse, to be present with lower vibrational collapsed masculine energies. And this has been going on for a while. There's a lot of allowing, there's a lot of abuse, there's a lot of victimhood, there's a lot of heaviness and darkness around this. I've been doing a lot of energy clearings for myself, ones that I would recommend beyond this one and what comes through. Steve Noble has or Nobel, has a couple ones around sexual predators and victim consciousness, trauma bonds, narcissists. I highly recommend exploring those if they resonate. And yeah, also from a feminine boundary. If you are in a sacred union relationship and your partner or you have other partners and it's not a conscious polyamory situation, uh, stop, stop engaging in sexual behavior. I know it can be hard. We love sex. We love to be played with in that way. But we also want to be respected in that way. And part of bringing in this 5D energy, bringing in this new level of new earth, is about embodying higher sexual frequencies, which means saying no to that which is not it. And it can be so hard to say no because we are in a 3D body and we're here to have a 3D experience and to experience bliss in that way. But we're also wanting to bring in these higher forms of love and bliss. Okay, so the other part where it is damaging is when we do engage in these connections that are not pure, that are not respected in the greater point. You know, if someone's married, if there's adultery, like all of that, like we're also disrespecting the sisterhood and the brotherhood. We need to respect our pairings. Now, again, there are people who feel very free in these energies and are able to have conscious, deliberate conversations around that. And that's a different dynamic. For some of us, for me, uh, that's not the case. Having sacred sexual connection is really important. The other element that comes through is the use of pornography, of fantasy, of wounded behaviors that are related to abuse and violence within the sexual thing. The projection outside of your relationship, whether watching porn or that sort of thing, can also be toxic because it influences the third energy. It influences the sexual things, the sexual purity that's meant to come through in union. So I know for myself, it started with this Scorpio full moon. There was exposure to like seeing people having sex like in nature, like which is beautiful, but it wasn't sacred. It was sloppy and in a very visceral area. Um, so that was a exposure to it. There are also like things that came up with past relationships that were impure and disrespectful, lying, cheating, all of that sort of stuff that has come up in my own personal journey. Now, when I talk about these things and I bring them through, I honor it as a reflection of not only things that are getting cleared from my subconscious, my past lives, and my dynamics with these beings, but it's also coming up hot and heavy in the collective. I've also had conversations, not by my instigation, where people are talking about sexual trafficking and some of these much denser energies, prostitution, that like walked right in front of me too. And while again, at times that can be the empowered choice and what somebody wants to do, and it wants to be of service in that way. Um, it's not being held in the sacred containers that perhaps it once was in Egypt with the priestesses. And I think my feeling is even in that time, a lot got diluted. And we know there was a split in relation to the impurity of sexual energy during that time. So I bring those messages through on the 3D sort of thing while burning sage, cedar, lemongrass, rosemary, um, and mugwort, so that, you know, we're clearing those things on that level. I'm also going to bring through a transmission. I don't feel that this is probably going to be a lot of English words. I think it will be light language. I started this ritual today at 11:11. I called in the directions, which is the east, the south, the west, the north, the above, the below, and the within. I also opened up the Akashic records so the clearing would be most powerful, and asked for the presence of our ancestors, masters, teachers, and loved ones to be present with us as we do this. And even this little bee has arrived. So feel free to just play this video as you're falling asleep. Maybe you're cleaning house. I am a believer that energy moves how it needs to move. Don't be talking to other people or listening to other music while doing this, but if you're doing activities that could be help moving the energy for you in a somatic way. Driving is questionable for some. It depends on how much of in a trance you can go. But mindless, repetitive activities should be fine, as long as you can focus on the energies and things that your body is feeling and aren't feeling distracted with that. Also, if you are doing something and you need to stop to feel more, be sure you're tuning in with the energies. All right. Well, I think without further ado, I would like to begin. So if you just want to start by putting your hands in front of your heart, on your heart, maybe you want to put them on your womb, maybe heart and womb, maybe even your head. And take a deep cleansing breath, breathing in all that is light, and exhaling all that is shadow, bringing light to the shadow. This time bringing in a sound with it. Hold. And do whatever that is for you. All right. Here we go. Hena, 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 re. Hena, 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 re. Hey, hey, ah, re. Hey, 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 na, ye. Hena, 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 hey. Hena, 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 hey. Hey, re, hena, 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 re. Hey. Na, hena, hena, re. Na, 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 re. Na, na, re. Na, na, re. Na, 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 re. Na, 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 re. Eh, eh, eh. Hima, 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 hima. Hima! 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 Hey! 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 Henna, 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 re. Henna, 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 re. Henna, henna, re. Henna, henna, re. na 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 re na na re na re na re na re na re na re na re. So take a minute just to be with yourself. We've just gotten into the core, the root chakras, the solar plexus, and the sacral chakra. So those are the colors of red, orange, yellow. There's even some relationship to the earth and healing her chakra system as well in those prayers that just move forward. So I'd like to take a minute to be with those. If there's any more sound that needs to be released, maybe your own unique sound from the root, from the sacral, from the solar plexus, please release it. We release all patterns of abuse, sexual and otherwise, relationship, emotional, mental, physical abuse from these lower chakras. We release any connections, cords, attachments to anyone from this lifetime and beyond who has tried to steal, siphon, take, improperly connect to these places within our being. We clear this from all time, space, dimensions, reality, and beyond, all dimensions, parallel dimensions, alternate timelines. Maybe take a minute to stomp your feet. Ha, 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 ha. At this time, I'd also like to summon the elementals that came forward with the directions. We call to the element of air, of wind, of tornadoes, of breath. We call to this element and we let this move through our chakra systems, our spiritual bodies, our soul records, our energy fields. We call in the fire, sacred fire, sacred burn, the energy of the phoenix, of the smoke. We let this fire come in and burn, burn, burn. Again, cleansing all of these chakras. And if it needs to move into the upper chakras, please let it. Let it go wherever it needs to go. And burning away all the pain, all the suffering, all the trauma, all the holding, all of the feelings of feeling dirty, of used, misused, all of the thoughts, the patterns of victim consciousness, all of the input from the abusers themselves. Everything that relates to this codependency triangle, the perpetrator, the abuser. We release all that is not love, all that is not light. We bring light to the shadow and we transmute with the energy of fire, with the sacred smoke, with these sacred flames, using the wind, using the fire. Bringing this energy down through the channel, bringing light through the system, down, down, down into the earth, bringing up source light down through the body into the earth. Ha, 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 ha. Really good. All right, place your hands on your heart. Let this energy move into your heart that you're feeling, the grief, the sadness, the impurity, the falsity, falsifications, the lies, anywhere your heart has been holding the baggage, the shame, blame, projections that have been put upon you, accusations that do not belong to you, that are not rooted in your truth, that are not rooted in your light. Bringing love into the heart, love from the soul, from the higher heart, from spirit. Bringing this love, letting it move through your system, bringing this light through, letting it dance divinely with these shadow components that you have held for so long. And we ask that this clearing, as it has happened, as it continues to happen, as it is actually actively happening, that this goes to those who need it as well. Perhaps a counterpart energy. Let this heal the masculine and feminine dynamic. Let this heal the components of the duality that are not rooted in love, that are not rooted in connection, not with source, with self. Shh, shh. Feeling very called to the energy behind the back, behind the heart, between the shoulder blades. And we ask that energy goes where it needs to flow. And again, we begin the transmutation as we move around this heart chakra. Es como karasaka inakaura mataya. Ero makaye atero korana hemata. E porena sena. Ena ena he. E pore asana. Ea ena erena. E ane ane. Era, 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 he. Era, 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 he. He, na, re. He, na, re. Re. Na, Kisakatake no koho e na ye ha ye da yo ha he na ha ha. Now we move even more into these upper chakras, bringing energy and clearing to the throat where we've suppressed our truths. We haven't shared our voices. We forgive ourselves from this. Ho'oponopono, ho'oponopono, ho'oponopono. Release the times that our truths weren't heard, couldn't be received. Moving into the third eye, place in which we see clearly, in which we see from the soul world. We see multiple perspectives. Feel free to tap your eye, your third eye, releasing any blocked energy. Tap the back of your head as well. All right. Patting the head, rubbing the belly, patting that crown chakra, rubbing the womb, rubbing the hara. The energetic imbalance from the split in Egypt was when the priest and priestesses reversed the polarities that they were meant to be working with. So as we pat our heads and rub our bellies, which might seem so incredibly silly, we restore the polarities to be where they are. Then moving forward, the masculine, the priest, the wizards, the enchanters, moving forward with clear sight and clear mind. The woman moving forward with the priestesses, the enchantresses, moving forward with her witchy womb wisdom. We ask that this balance be restored to its proper balance. to its proper truth, releasing confusion, releasing chaos, bringing in clarity. And being present with these energies. Now that we are here, I'm going to bring in the other elements, the elements of water, the cleansing, of the purification, the emotion. We worked with the wind. We worked with the fire. We bring in this element of water, the stream that trickles behind me. And we let this water cleanse and purify our fields, cleanse and purify all of our chakras. We just move some major energy and it washes away, cleanses the debris, fertilizes the soil that has been regenerated by the destruction and the movement of the wind, by the transmuted flames of the fire, of the smoke. It clears the air, it washes the world clean, washes our souls, our bodies, cleansed and cleared with this sacred healing waters, the whisperings of the magic. Eskoromokate ase akoromatate, eporomataye sa a tara, a tatatarara, eskomakataye a nata esomopo, eporonaye asea, eporonahe aneaye. Moving through our entire system at this point, all chakras, all energy bodies across all time, space, dimensions, reality, and beyond. And we ask that this clearing go out to all that we are connected with, to that of our beloveds, our deep soul connections. We ask that this go through the karmic lines, our soul lineage, our bloodlines, into our families, directly to them, not through us. Comes through us by our request, but not by us having to hold and wizard it all. We have the divine do that. And everybody's doing really good work. So now we bring in the earth, the sacred earth energy. the 5D earth, this new earth. Bring healing to all the places within her that are having trouble letting go or transmuting. And we send our love and our gratitude to be here. And releasing heartbreak from the land, heartbreak from our old beings. Clearing away again the mistreatment, the lies, the abuse, deceptions, anything that's coming up in these other layers. Different elements stir up different things. And if you need to bring another element back in, perhaps more water to wash away the grief, the sorrow, the sadness, the hurt. If you need to bring in more of a ponopono because it was rooted in your actions. Very good. You need to cry, cry. You need to scream, scream. Don't hold it in anymore. Let it free. Let it go. You need to laugh, laugh. You need to roll around in orgasmic ecstasy. Do that. Let whatever sensations are moving through you move through you. Whatever you feel called to do is in support. It is supported. The energies are moving for you. Let's clear very specifically now the emotional body, the mental body, the physical and the spiritual body. Again, bringing the elemental forces forward. Getting a special thing of to cleanse any energy that is being held within structures, that's being held within the earth, within areas and grid points of the earth related to these energies we're clearing today. Anything that is not of sacred sexuality, we clear this from the internet, from books, phones, screens, all of that gets cleansed and cleared. Anyway, we're indulging in toxic fantasy instead of the reality. clearing away all darkness of these. No more, no more. All right. And bring one last burst of this earth energy up through your feet, up through your legs, the sacred earth, the highest earth grid that we can connect to. Earth that's rooted in sacred sexuality and peace and love, community and true union, and embodying our soul in this human form, being ensouled on earth. That is bringing heaven on earth. And we are in our truth and our purity, our love. Let this vibrate through you. Let it vibrate into your hips, into your abdomen, into your back, spine, rib cage, heart, shoulders, shoulder blades, arms, neck, head, ears, crown, into your hands, into your feet. Let this high vibrational earth energy move through you. And let that pure soul light come down as well, so that you're filled with both heaven and earth and sky, the above and below, which are the last two directions, the light to the shadow. There's seemingly a lot vibrating around this. And again, find your own practices that cleanse and clear this energy. Feel free to ask that they extend out and impact those who need them, always for the greater good of all. When we do our rituals, when we say our prayers, of course we do them so that we feel better and that we can be happy here on earth and feel in balance, feel love, feel whole. We will also extend this prayer outwardly. All right. We ask that we are able to remain in our own energy, our own soul's light. And we may embody this to walk forward, and that we are protected, and that we're only navigating that is which ours to navigate. Many blessings to you all. Please feel free to sit with this energy as much as possible. I'm just going to sit in silence, but feel free to turn off the video whenever. I'm just going to let these energies continue to transmute. So many blessings to you all. Aho.